Alrighty boys, welcome back to another DC Dark Legion video. Now, I've been getting questions or been seeing questions about team building. So I want to just go through the basics of team building in this video so I can hopefully help you guys out better than just replying to comments, right? So, first tip, and it's kind of an obvious one, but I want to give it anyway, is make sure that your levels are balanced. What I mean by this is, for example, let's say Red Hood is your favorite unit that you have, just the same as he was for me. You're gonna make sure that your team, not just Red Hood, is all around the same level. You see how the characters that I use are they're all level 70. It's not like Red Hood is my favorite, so he's level 70, but because of that the others are like at level 50. No, like at that point it's better to have all of your characters at level 60 rather than one at 70 and then having the others at like behind at 50. Right, so make sure that they all stay around the same level is the first tip that I would give. Now let's jump into the, oops, my bad. Let's jump into the preset mode so I can show you guys the second tip I want to give. So my team was, let me see, until literally earlier today, my team was like this. Where is he? Oh yeah, Batman. Batman I'm running nowadays. So anyways, my team was like this, right? So first tip I want to give here is you want to play into roles. Characters have different roles and you can see it next to their stars. So what is wrong with this setup? My healer is in the front. Your healer is not supposed to be in the front. Your healer is supposed to be in the back and protected as much as possible. Green Arrow is a ranged unit. He's supposed to be in the back because he has range. Your tanks are supposed to be in the front. And these are like fighter, bruiser characters. They can also be very good in the front, usually. Now this is the team that I ran until literally earlier today, which is when I got Harley as my, what's it called? As my login bonus for day 7. So, since I got Harley, who do I replace Harley with in my team? Do I replace her with Mara because Mara doesn't do much damage for me? No, of course not, because Mara is my healer. Without her, the team would be screwed, right? There would be no team without her. It wouldn't stay alive. So what I do is, you honestly only need one tank, and Wonder Woman is an amazing tank. So I got rid of Shazam, I resetted him, and I put those resources into Harley. So now this is what my team currently looks like. Now, preferably, I want to have like a third character here in the back, that isn't this class, because honestly I could do this and not use a tank, but like I said, Wonder Woman is so good, I want to keep using her, but I also want to keep using Batman, right? But what I could do here is replace Batman, for example, with Red Hood. I'm not going to do that because Red Hood isn't good enough compared to Batman. Like, it wouldn't be valuable for me, right? So we've talked about levels, we've talked about the placement of characters. Make sure your healers are always protected. Make sure, obviously, your ranged characters aren't in the front because they're squishy. Right? They need to be in the back, they have range, it's fine. And then the last thing I want to say is, this was the team I was running. And that also had the reason of this right here, which is your passive bonuses. 4 of these characters, and you can always see which of the characters that are Justice League characters. Deploying 4 of them increases my attack by 15% for these 4 characters, and the HP by 10%. Now, why am I running Harley instead of Shazam as well? Is because now I actually have 2 bonuses. I still have the Justice League bonus on these 3 characters. It is less powerful, so their attack is now up by 10% and HP up by 10%. Still very nice to have, right? But I also have a second team passive now, where I have Weapon Master on these 3 characters, and their attack is increased by 10%. So my Green Arrow and my Batman, they get the 10% attack from this, but then they also get a 10% attack from this, totaling them at 20% increased attack. And that is why you should look at these passives and try to not just run one passive, but multiple if possible. You can have all 5 characters be Justice League, for example, and then, you know, the bonus would be obviously vastly increased, right? I'm gonna go ahead, let me claim this. I'm gonna go ahead and jump into a quick fight. Let's see. Yeah, these are a little above my pay grade right now, that's the thing. Let's hop in here. Let me just show you guys like an actual example of combat, right? Alright. Okay, so right here you press auto. As you know, they will they will automatically be placed in a way so that you have maximum power that, you know, you can possibly put out. And then you can still switch their positions. So as you can see, I have both of these passives active, which are very good for my Green Arrow and my Batman in particular, right? Great for them. Now, you can of course base this on how the enemies look, right? On the setup of the enemies, how you want to place your team. But right now, I know that I can easily beat this level if you look at the difference in power. So I can just fight like this with Harley in the front and still do great. But usually, especially if the power difference is much closer, what I like to do now is put Wonder Woman, of course, in the front line and Harley in the back line. Because Harley is also only at 1 star for me right now. So her running up to enemies and then start attacking them is great, right? But I like to have my healer, like I said, very important to protect your healer at all times. So I like to have my tank, which is Wonder Woman, in front of the healer. It's more important, always remember this, even if you love your damage dealers. It's always more important to make sure your healer is protected rather than, you know, Green Arrow, for example, right? He's more expendable than the healer. Let me check this level. Yeah, I don't know. But here, yeah, I would probably do this, right? But this is what I'm saying. I would love to have like a 3rd back laner, to be honest, instead of these 3 front laners, so that I can actually optimize my team. Other quick thing I want to say is that I do not use any of these, what are they called? Okay, just magical characters. But they are also back laners, right? Just a different damage type. When it comes to supports, as you can see, I actually have Raven, which was a pretty nice pull. I have her only at 1 star, which is why even though she's a mythic, it's still more valuable to me to use Mera. And this is another question I got, so I'll just quickly go over it. It's like, why would you even use legendary characters if mythic characters exist, right? And a big reason as to why is that it is much easier, as you can see on my stars on everyone. It is much easier to get additional fragments for legendary characters, right? Rather than for mythic characters. So with Raven, I only have these 2 skills. I don't even have these 2 skills, let alone the stats that you get from the stars, right? So of course I'm gonna use Mera. Of course, right? If they were the same stars, I might use Raven. But then again, you should also look at these, right? She would not fit in my current team. She wouldn't. She fits in a Justice League Dark, which I know people are trying to build. I don't know exactly why. But yeah. She also fits in the Titans, and she fits in Energy Wielder. So if you have units of these passives more so than the ones that Mera has, then I would say go for Raven, right? If you get her at like at least all of her abilities unlocked, right? Then I would say go for Raven. But it just depends on what you need. She's also a more offensive healer. She heals based of the damage she does actually and stuff, so she works differently as well. But that's basically the basics of team building in my opinion. And yeah, I hope you guys learned something from this video at least. If you did, be sure to leave me a like, and if you have any other questions and I can answer them, just leave them down below and I will do my best to answer them. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this one, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.